Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, a lot of people wanted to hear this thing about solutions. I have a whole bunch of solutions. Um, the problem is number one, that we have a lot of anti males in public spaces speaking for us, whether that's through media, whether that's through TV, whether that's through newspaper. We have a lot of anti males doing the majority of our speaking. And that's the fault of black men, is not having actual from the hood to a manager type of dudes articulate on the mic. That's also my fault for not stepping forward more often in more places, which over the past year I have been fixing that problem. You got to be down for black sons to win. You just can't be down for black sons to express themselves. Being down for black sons to express themselves is not a true win. Black men having a voice is not a true win. It's really nothing. You know, it's nothing that will go down in the history books. Um, you can't even remember the black guy that started MGTOW. Most of you can't remember. I think only maybe 1%, 2% of you can even remember the black guy who started MGTOW. And that's because voices fade. Documented paperwork, documented print, books, television, that stays around. You know, even if electricity leaves, books will stay around. Newspaper would more than likely stay around. The problem is we have too many anti-blacks in our midst. That's the number one problem. And the anti-blacks, when they get stuck, now I want you to notice this. When the anti-blacks who want to be independent, whether they male or female, when the anti-blacks get stuck, then all of a sudden they want to talk about they black. Happens every time. I even had a family member do that. I had a family member who never talked pro black in their life, who never talked black unity, who never talked hiring blacks, none of that. But the minute they pulled their penis out at work because they thought him and this female were cool like that, that female turned it around on him, then all of a sudden he want to file his paperwork. Y'all just doing this to me because I'm black. Happens every time. Happens every time. Because we have so many anti-blacks in our spaces. And then when we say something about it, here comes another black person. Well, come on, CA, don't do that, man. He black too. No, he's not. He's an anti-black. He looks black, but he's not truly of us. He's a kata. He's a kata. He's not of us. He doesn't want to be of us. He's pretending to be us. That's why you don't see Drake, hip hop moneymaker, saying anything to support black men being killed. Yet, when he can't get his way, he puts on blackface. That's the Jewish in him. You guys just don't understand that we're fighting the battle that women normally fight. This is why women do all the name calling. This is why women do all the disrespect, because they don't want to fight the real war. 20% of the women are fighting the war that real warrior brothers are fighting. And 20% of the women, you had Sheila talking about how she was doing stuff down at city council. See, that's the real stuff you should be supporting. But if you one of these dudes who want to talk about women, 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 then you putting Sheila in the category too. Don't put Sheila in the category. The problem is you're always, 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 always not putting yourself in the most intelligent situation possible. Now, hold on for a minute. I'm going to come right back. So let's keep it real. Let's dig into some solutions that help the black community. Number one, stop protecting anti blacks. Stop protecting anti blacks. If I come up with a political solution, now, mind you, I'm a political guy. I know that the key to fixing this stuff is to remove these Ronald Reagan laws that are against men. I totally understand that. It's the same thing I tell white people. If you don't like the stuff that's going on, why did you allow Ronald Reagan to do what he did? Why do you idolize Ronald Reagan when he created all these problems? And if you don't like, no, why did you allow Clinton to do what he did? Why do you allow Bush 41 to do NAFTA for the Mexicans? Oh, I'll give you the call in number. Matter of fact, give me your email and I'll do it through Google Hangout. That'll be better. So drop your email, and if anybody wants the call in, I'll do that through Google Hangout. You can call in through Google Hangout. Drop your email in the chat, and I'll send you a Google Hangout right now. Google Hangout invitation. So see, here's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is anti-blacks. Now I'm going to get to some other stuff too, but anti-blacks are the biggest problem. Second biggest problem is those people that protect the anti-blacks. Those people that hide the anti-blacks in their home, they need to be politically penalized. And you black men who want to see black on black crime change, you need to financially support the commercials that say to the black community, let's financially penalize the woman that's hiding Pookie in her home. Let's financially penalize the custodial parent, male or female, who is hiding the criminal in his home. Let's financially penalize the friend that's hiding out the white, the white, the white mass murderer. Let's start doing that. Boston bomber, let's penalize the Chinese guy who helped him financially, him and his family. See, I want to change things. I don't want to just talk. That's the difference. The difference is we got too many people that want to talk. Hold on for a minute. Be right back. Give you some more. Actual factual, drop your email. I will send you a StreamYard link. I will send you a StreamYard link. Drop your email. So let's go in this area. Hold on for 1 minute. I got to send this to Inquisitive Prince. All right, you just got sent that. All right. So, number one, as I said, number one, the situation is those people who are hiding out. No, situation number one is the anti-blacks. The next thing is those who hide out, the anti-blacks. Okay, hear me clearly. About to send this to actual factual. Hold on 1 second. We must financially penalize and stop letting women protect that single mother, that single father, that single uncle talking about they black too. No. The criminal needs to understand that they are anti-black and can no longer hang out. And we as men need to be assholes and make that happen. No matter if they call us anti-black, coon, no matter if they call us white, we need to be forceful and politically make that happen. Not white people, us. But in order to do that, I need financial brothers to join me. I can't have talking brothers. Talking gets nothing done. Hold on for a minute. We're going to send this to one of the brothers. Inquisitive Prince, take over, sir. Tell me what you think.
Yo, how you doing this evening, Q?
I'm pissed off that we haven't moved forward since 1998.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And just piggyback on what you said about financial supporting people. You know, I'm not a person that's real articulate. You know, like Moses in the Bible. God had, I mean,
You
he
sound
told God,
articulate to me, sir. I
no,
could
I'm just
tell. I could tell. No, I'm not trying to gas you. I can tell articulate. You sound articulate to me, but go ahead.
like Moses told God, you know, I can't talk that well. He gave his brother to him, and you know, if we can get together as a people and support somebody that do have that know how to talk in front of any kind of crowd. I mean, you just can't stick nobody on Fox News and expect them to they'll make a fool out of themselves. You gotta know somebody, you gotta put somebody up there that know what they're talking about, know how to talk, know when to respond. But you know, that's a because I was listening out to a podcast. They was talking about the NRA. They got charges against them in New York State. I'm like, they might well cancel them charges because them people don't care what they do. What they do, they're gonna support the NRA. They don't care how much money they steal, and that's what hurts us. You know, I was telling my sister a couple weeks ago, you know, about Al Sharpton. Hey, I can't stand Al Sharpton. Hey, like you said, Q. Well, who gonna be the next Al Sharpton 2.0?
Right.
Everybody else support their people. They hey, your kids need to go to this private school. We're gonna put some money together so they can go to private school. We're gonna look out for you so you can talk for us. Well,
Absolutely.
hey, stealing go on all the time, but hey,
We have fallen in love. Actual factual. I sent you the link. We have fallen in love with what women do. Name calling. We have fallen in love as men with what women do, calling it out. Only powerless people call it out. I don't care what some of these people are doing. If we're not going to financially arm wrestle these people, if we're not at least going to make a marketing campaign against these people and embarrass them that way, then what are we saying?
Wasting time.
Right. I mean, it's only $5,000 for a marketing campaign against anybody. You can embarrass
Hey,
Trump right now with an internet marketing campaign by showing him naked. It'll go viral. Viral is easy to do. But the problem is, as black men, I don't even include the women in it. As black men, we're not trying to do the hard work. And like I said, my solution number one, tell me what you think while I wait for actual factual. My solution number one, a lot of people with black faces are not black, and we need to vet people who are on panels, vet people who say they are speaking for us. Tommy's from Panama. The chick that used to be on the not the View, but on that show The Real. She's from Panama. These people are not black folks. Yet they get on the mic, claim they black, and we just bite the apple because our women are biting the apple. That shit needs to stop.
Joy Reid, another one. You know,
Joy, yep, Joy ain't black. She's African.
Roland Martin. Hey,
Roland Martin, I don't even classify him as black because Roland falls into a Panamanian. Tommy's half Panamanian, and that lady from The Real is Panamanian. Um, I don't even classify Roland as black, but I give him more credit than those two people I just mentioned. Roland is in a classism type of thing, all right, and he's not been to the bottom in quite a long time. And when you're void from the bottom, you tend to roll with your Beverly Hills circle or your Morehouse circle. I mean, let me ask you this question. Let me blow your mind on something. I want you to answer this. With all the men who have graduated from Morehouse, why are most of those men employing women and not black men?
hey, black men don't want to step up to the plate.
See,
I
here's
mean,
the thing. Here's the thing. Most black guys want to hire a black guy as a janitor, as a box lifter. They don't want to hire the dude for a manager, assistant manager, lead.
Life is a set of
Because
choices.
black guys who graduate don't like dealing with fellow intellectuals. I'm saying it for what it is. I'm an honor student. I'm telling you what it is. Many times I've been around honor students, they hate to be one upped, they hate to compete. And I tell these sorry, itchified dudes, hey, look, you as much as y'all talk, y'all need to be ready to intellectually compete on all levels. But you get guys who get intimidated, and you know what? Whether y'all see me in the limelight, I'm trying to tell y'all, if I'm speaking for black sons, protect the brother, because they're going to try to stop it. I'm going to send this to you again, actual factual. I'm giving the mic to Inquisitive Prince. Go ahead, sir.
yeah, Q. You know, I'll be more than happy to support you. You know, I've been rocking with you for a little while. I mean, there are a few things I don't respectfully
Of
disagree
course.
with you about, but you know, hey, it is what it is. But
I
I,
disagree with Roland Martin, but I'm going to bankroll a black face that's talking. until
Yeah,
one better comes along.
I mean, throughout the years, look at the black voices that we have had. Look at the anti-black silenced them. Whether they were Republican or they were liberal, they silenced them. I
Yeah.
mean, those are shout out to what's the name? I forgot his name. He who wrote the book about lessons of about being a non-custodial parent.
Oh, LAR.
Yeah, he was talking about that. Liberals and conservative, both of them anti-black. I got to thinking about it. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Very anti-black. Very, very anti-black. But
About it.
like I said, unless we can financially shut it down, unless we can financially stop it, as men, forget the women for a second. As men, if we can't financially stop it as men, it's all for nothing. It's just it's smoke and mirrors. You got to get out here and financially stop it for men. Go ahead.
$5 a month. I mean, you can't even get 1,000 people to give $5 a month. You have part of that $5,000 to take somebody speaking on the gender. I ain't giving him no money. What do you need that money for? To get his own money.
See, but
I mean,
but unfortunately, that's what people need to stay in a hotel, get some lunch, and appear on CNN. Because CNN ain't paying you. CNN is allowing you the opportunity to speak, and you need to be able to answer their question and promote your situation all in 3 seconds. It's called a 3-second reply. A lot of people don't even know that.
no, I didn't know that. I didn't know that myself. But
Why do you think most people they try to cut people off and they say, I ain't got no more time in this segment? Everything you need to do as a black man with dick and balls has to be strategic. Very serious. A lot of people don't understand that.
yeah, I agree with you on that.
And that's why I said when you said you don't speak well, you actually do. You get to the point within 6 seconds. And I'm telling you, as a public professional speaker, I am. You speak pretty well. There's a lot of people who know a lot of words and are very intelligent, but they do not present well.
Well, thank you. But
And again, I'm not saying that to gas you up. It's just the fact. You present better than most people who are highly intelligent. You present better in 6 seconds. All you got to do is go to a Toastmaster event, and you'll figure out, well, there is a lot of people that talk like me. I get to the point within 6 seconds. That's the whole point of speaking. It ain't about the articulation, the ability to pronounce a word effectively. That comes fifth. The most important thing is getting to the gut of your punch like an uppercut within 6 seconds.
Okay. Toastmasters, learn something new every day. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna do some research on that.
Yeah, put in Toastmasters and put in your zip code.
Okay. Learn something new.
You work. You learn a lot of stuff here on Mr. Research. I got solutions all day. Actual factual, I sent you another one, man. I guess the white man got your email. But I did send you another one, and I sent you a Hangout link. So you did get both. Let's go to the second solution, like I said, and you tell me what you think, Inquisitive Prince. We need to start financially penalizing $500, $1,000 fees for you hiding a criminal out in your home. What are your thoughts?
Hey, I know a couple girls that doesn't happen to. Hey, I ain't heard from him. Hey, check her phone. Then
Penalize.
communicate with, penalize them.
I
Like
don't
I
care.
said,
I don't care if she comes up homeless. Dad, if your son's a criminal, penalize him. If you wind up homeless, kicked out of your apartment, because you ain't our fault.
you're penalizing the Christian. Like I called my state representative. It made me so upset. This girl got all her utilities and her children name. Hold up, what kind of life a children gonna have? Bad credit by the time they get 18. There go a problem right there. They mad at the mama. F all
Mhm.
women.
Oh,
Forget
absolutely.
up. But didn't nothing ever. I mean, didn't nothing ever come about it. But I called my state representative. Hey, come up with a law or something to help these kids. You can't ruin their life when they 6 years old.
Well, no. See, again, the anti males are protecting that, and a lot of times the anti males are white guys. The anti males, they know that women are a voting bloc and women keep them in power because the anti males will smile and the women will go crazy. So they're willing to, and especially a lot of dudes who have daughters. I'm not hating, I'm just saying what it is. A lot of these dudes, man, they're the ones that keep that stuff up, because they got a twofer. What we got to start doing, like I tell people, Mitch McConnell has helped more anti-male stuff get passed I mean, he's been there for freaking 4 decades.
It ain't accomplished. Ain't accomplished nothing but for the businesses in Kentucky.
Nothing for Kentucky.
No.
Kentucky. Man, Kentucky was not as poor when he got in, and now it's the third poor in the entire nation, if not the
I
second.
Yeah, I travel through there on the job in transportation, and you go through them small towns and they decimated. But they still
Absolutely.
love they still love hanging on to the past. They still
Well, that's because black men, once again, need to put in marketing. Because right now they're going against Mitch McConnell by putting in marketing, doing videos in front of his house, all that type of stuff. But that should have been happening with black men long ago. Look at the movie Beyonce made, which is my third one for a black on black crime. Why is a black woman making a Black King movie? Applause to her for doing it, but that should have been you, black men. You should have reached out to Akon long time ago. How can we bankroll you, brother? We see you already at 750 million. How can we bankroll you to make your dark skinned face? Didn't want to do it. What about Master P? How can we bankroll you, bruh? No, no. You black boys are making fun because the dude created Uncle P's rice. Without understanding, it's a black man on the face. That's power. Go ahead, Inquisitive Prince, and then we're going to go actual factual.
you said the keyword power. I better late than never I found out about it, when I got damn near 40. But if a man ain't teaching they see their legacy at a young age, forget about all them women. You get some power. Help him get, like I tell my dad, you still you 61, you still worry about striking. When you get out of prison, you're gonna strike all the women. But then can I come stay with you? Go to the ones you're gonna strike at. You've been striking all your life. What? I'm gonna have to take care of you? No, I'm gonna put you. I ain't got no choice but to put you in a nursing home.
No choice. See what I'm saying? And the reason being is because even if he was a fuck up, it's his job to now. What book can I get up in? Son, what book can you send me while I'm in here? Maybe I can learn coding. Maybe I can learn how to be the operations manager for something. No, he's thinking about his dick. This is the problem. You can blame these chicks all y'all want to, but your penis gets you into more problems than anything. And like I said, solution number 3, marketing the black male image. You know why a lot of these dudes don't like seeing black men in suits and saying you don't need to get no suit to get no money? That's because getting money ain't it. Getting relationships to get more power is what's important. And suits get you around other dudes with suits who have power. Nobody nobody with a suit cares about money. Even if you're making more money than them, they know they have the power to take it from you in broad daylight. Let me say it again for those people who ain't from the hood. Nobody gives a hell about a black man making a lot of money when I have the power to walk up in broad daylight, slap you in your face, and take it all from you. And put you in a wheelchair if you try to strike back. And watch you cry in your wheelchair. See, here's the problem with the black man. Power is absolute when you have it. No matter in what form you have it, is freaking absolute. And the thing with power is, hey, your camera's on, TIP, your camera's on. If you don't want your camera on, tap the camera on your phone. Tap the camera on your phone, mute. Make sure the camera is crossed out. There you go. Now your camera's off. But let me stop talking. Let me go to actual factual. He always got some fire. Welcome to the intelligent side of Black YouTube, sir.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be on the intelligence side of YouTube.
You got to speak up for the people. I can hear you, but you got to speak up for the people.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me project a little bit more. Yeah. And that's where I agree with you on that. Logically, from a logical standpoint, Robert Smith, he's a legitimate billionaire. But what would be even greater is to capture more of the market. That's where that power comes in. That's where that leverage, the word I really love right about now, comes in. You must gain leverage. And if you do not have leverage, you don't have much of anything. Money is exactly what they call it. It is currency. Literally current. It allows you to flow and do things and put you in places. If you moor yourself in the right direction, it could put you in those rooms.
Look, wait. Before you finish, let me make a point to people listening. AF just said something great. King AF said the money is just currency. But guess what, you guys? Do you all realize credit is more powerful than money? And how do you get credit? Reputation. And the higher you go up on the reputation reputation level dictates the higher amount of money you get. That's why so many people don't have money, but they got things. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, so you need that. It literally is like oil. It will help grease and help make it easier. But like oil, if you don't have the right viscosity or thickness to it, it's not applied, correctly. You have too much, you try to apply it in situations where it is inappropriate at that time, it will be ineffectual, if that's a word. So what C.A. Le Tre is angling at is that black men, you must think about it as that. It is just that. It is literally a tool. But like as you just said, your reputation, where you're willing to get up from the negotiation table or either make a deal is vital and key. And as you speak a lot about, we know as groups are coming here, right? That is just again, they use it as a tool, but the main thing is they're capturing the leverage and they're watching their power in relationships. It's the biggest thing. Uh, just real quick, and I'll see the mic. Look at, for example, the Kingpin El Chapo. Okay, I read a couple different articles. The people that he was in partnership with, their generation, they hold generational wealth in what? In dairy farms. They hold so much leverage or market share and made themselves valuable. Hint, hint, they made themselves so indispensable that the people in the area won't even speak of them like that. And they're not out, they're not flashy, they're not doing all things that individual was accused of doing. They're holding their power, and it's familial. Look at any of the organized or the films that are covering, which are really uh like ghost governments. Like look at the underworld. Look at that. The people who are holding power, holding court, it is familial, and it made it to where it's generational, and that is where our focus has to be. And I'll see the mic.
So let's ask you two questions you did not get to. One, what do you feel? 30 seconds about the first solution that CA dropped, which is we must identify the anti-blacks and not be afraid to remove them.
Well, a couple things. As far as this space, it's very simple. Um, I'm positing the fact the idea that there needs to be a blackout of certain channels. A good brother who, for the most part, puts out constructive material in the morning. That's all I'm gonna say. He has this is an example. He has this kind of hankering to have certain content creators on his show in the mornings who are anti-black, basically, but who in these spaces, um, they're the direct opposite of their talking points when it comes to being constructive, working constructively with other black males. He had one on today.
So in response to that situation, that has only come to rise because Game Changer has shown that, and you wasn't talking about Game Changer, I know, but I'm using Game Changer as an example.
Yes, sir.
Game Changer has shown that O'Shea's Rumble turned out to be worse than Tommy Sotomayor's show.
He did, and a lot of people, if you notice, Mr. Le Tre, if you heard a lot of people wouldn't comment when Game Changer made that. People are fearful, and part of it is that I'll let you go. I know you're going to a point. A lot of it is that if anybody watched, or just in general historically, that Mandingo fighting.
Yes, it was
infatuated with that. Go ahead.
It was just Mandingo fighting, and when Cynthia came in And when Taz came in, that poisoned everything. But it got other people watching to realize now I can be the HIC. I can host these type of shows because it's that easy. So now the anti-blacks, to your point, had another spot to go run to. And the person in the morning you speaking about, well, they got an opportunity to be popular. They don't matter what gets poisoned. And now O'Shea is realizing, hey, a lot of you dudes ain't really trying to. You just trying to go somewhere and remake what I've already done, which
And post up.
yeah, which is a great point on his part. And on top of that, you realizing BGS is running from movement to movement. He's not serious, and people are mad at that.
Unfortunately.
No, it ain't no unfortunately. That's who he's always been. You guys just didn't know it. So,
And you're his counterpart, to have such a wealth of knowledge, but I mean,
no. Me and BGS are not in the same category. BGS is a well-read person.
Yes.
But he when he says stuff, it's amazing to y'all because it is read information, but he can't apply it to 2020.
See, I mean, give an example. He's doing a series right now about single mothers. Now,
well, that's something he's talked about 4 years ago.
Part of it is constructive. The only thing is he's trying to answer a brother, and I won't say the brother's name. I like him actually. He just ideology.
But it's regurgitated. My point is, I'm stopping you to say it's regurgitated from what he said 4 years ago.
But see, the thing is, and I think this is going on. This is going to the point that what you're making is that. See, here's the thing. See, I can't. I'm gonna keep saying it, and brother's gonna be like, "Okay, you keep saying it, brother. What school you come from?"
Hold on, we're being rude to TIP. Hold that thought. TIP,
Yeah,
what are your thoughts before Actual says this? You good, TIP?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. What would you like to say before Actual goes into this thing?
Hey, I quit listening to the Rumble. I mean, over a year or so ago. I mean, it was just ludicrous stuff. They talk about repetitious all the time. Same people getting on there arguing. I mean, well, I can get my girlfriend to argue with her if I want to hear somebody arguing. I mean, come on now. I mean, no, what? I'm just curious. What positive and constructive have come out of the manosphere on the Rumbles? Nothing.
Nothing,
Absolutely nothing.
because when I compare some of the things to the guys over here who I've counseled directly with the Wolf way of thinking, I've produced managers. I produced two better marriages. Yes, there's information on these rumbles, like for people who've never heard certain things. I give that credit. Even with BGS, I give that credit. There's people who haven't heard certain things, and that's good. But it's not applicable to Monday. You guys hear me say that all the time. If you can't use it Monday morning and Wednesday evening when your boss is fucking you over, it's not valid. It's not valid information. So if we're talking about women and gynocracy or any of that type of stuff, truth as I know it, I sent you an email. If we're talking about that stuff, it's not valid. Let me go back to actual factual before he forget his point. Go ahead, sir.
So I come from the school of before I found out about you guys. I came from the school of he's got his drawbacks of Neely Fuller. Is anybody know who that is?
Everybody knows who he is, sir.
Okay. So let me continue. That man, what the doctrine he went by was number one, Follow the logic. Is it logical? Number two,
Be mindful. You have vastly exceeded the 30 seconds. So let's get to the
yes,
thing.
yes. And number two, is it constructive? Those are very simple. Is it constructive? And then number three, stay away from the three T's: tacky, trashy, and terroristic. Period. And he said black
Well,
people
that's hard to
we have
do.
an appetite plantation, as you know.
As I said to nearly 8 years ago, it's hard to do any of that when you're new to power. It's the same thing I told Peter, Sergeant Willie P. You can't do that. Now, Sarge understood that because Sarge was from the military, but the other ones didn't understand. I've had this conversation with these guys before when I was Brotherhood Lessons back in the day. And once again, that comes to application. See, Neely's problem was he was insulated and away from the hood. I'm closer to the hood as an intellectual than many people. Okay. I'm not the only one, but I'm close to the hood. So therefore, I understand the plight of the country hood guy, the Kodak Blacks, the Glock 9s. I understand the dudes that are smarter than the regular country hood cats, the little babies and the baby. I understand cats like the baby who are straight out hustlers, making their money and doing what they feel like doing. You got the intellectuals have to be close to those type of people. Now, let me ask you this other question because now we got TIK. Let's get to part number 2. What do you think about and please don't be long, actual factual. What do you think about city council fines to those residents who are hiding criminals or housing criminals? What are your thoughts? $500 or $1,000 fine?
It's not constructive as we're talking about the black community. It's not constructive. We are
Explain why.
I know that it's only about maybe 9 to 7% that are actually committing the crime, but because they're so tightly woven in our families, that's a hell of a hard thing to do right about now.
The fact that they're woven isn't the point. The point is it is a scare tactic that we are a culture of gossipers. Follow me on this wisdom. We are a culture of gossipers. If a person feels like they're going to catch a $500 or $1,000 fine, and you coming over in the middle of the night, or they're less likely to want you to be around.
Mama's gonna catch that. Mama's up there putting her house up for bail. Mama's gonna catch that. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I don't care. A homeless mama is a good marketing ploy. We are warriors. I don't care if grandma's crying on the street. She never should have housed that idiot.
She gonna catch it.
No, it really don't matter. Let me move to a TIK. TIK, you've heard a couple of things we've said. I got to move these microphones quicker. AF has me and AF been going back and forth, but it's good for people to hear it. I want to make sure Inquisitive Prince gets back in here. TIK, tell me, sir, what are your thoughts?
Well, thanks for having me on, Mr. Research. It's been a while.
I love intellectual people, man. I love intellectual people.
Well, it's been a while since I've been on. It's been too long. I've been super busy, and so I haven't been dropping too much content. But one thing that you talk about is we need to talk about things that help you on Monday morning. I love that, man. That's a stroke of genius right there. We need to talk about things that help you on Monday morning. And that's the truth, because we've got a collection of brothers, black men, some have PhDs, some have GEDs, right? And some of us are somewhere in the middle. And instead of using this space to jibber jabber about bullshit, we could really start to, form a community where we can build upon one another and do something. Who knows what we can do? It's like, we've got infinite opportunities here. So that's
let me interrupt. You can make the Black Male Teachers Union. You can sit up here and protect the black male teachers we have here in the manosphere and make sure that superintendents and principals can't touch them. Or you want to be tech, you can create the first black tech union, meaning that when you do cut a contract, you got a union that you pay into every month that has lawyers that don't allow people to let you go irregardless of the situation, or they got to pay you unemployment. They can't hide behind contract. I hired you as a contract bullshit. Or you got truckers do the same thing as the Indians do. Oh, I can do solutions all fucking day long. The problem is, TIK, we want to discuss getting free pussy. We want to discuss $40 escorts is a no-no. $100 Egyptian escorts is a no-no. And talking to a chick forever to convince her to fuck for free is the whole point of being on YouTube. Please continue, TIK.
Okay, you can call me Truth, but I don't call, not Truth like ego, like I'm the truth. What I say is the truth. Not like that, but more like rapper Truth. You know what I mean? That's just like the truth as I know it. So I'm with you 100%. It's got to be about things that we talk, that we can do on Monday morning. But here's the thing, right? And it's kind of like the dilemma there with the gynocracy. And this is why it opens up so many different portals of bullshit, because as men, we got to have that release. We should be having wives or girlfriends or kids and families, and we should be living with our kids if we're doing things right. And then if we're not, then that creates a lot of dysfunction. And it's hard to even have a place without seeing a counselor or a therapist or some psychologist to deal with that one-on-one. So they come to YouTube. They come to YouTube as a form of therapy, and you being a counselor, that already. And so, so as much as we shouldn't talk about pussy, as at the same time, we need to talk about pussy, because if we don't, the same issues are going to continue to fester. And even then, talking about families and marriage and doing things in a very sound way, people don't want to listen to that, let alone talk about Monday morning. And so that's one of the things I appreciate about your channel. And so when I've heard you talk about these unions in the past, I don't know how to get a union started, but there are people who do, and that's something that we need to look at, like getting PhD union members on here talking about these type of things.
Any 8 people can start a union within a company. Any 8 people. It's as simple as this. You put a contract between you as brothers. You're going to put in X amount of dollars a month, irregardless. That'll pay for your representative, because you don't want to be the actual representative. That's a dumbass move. You get a representative, a fucking lawyer. Your lawyer introduces themselves. Hey, how you doing? I represent a couple of your workers. Just want to let you know, yak, yak, yak. Just this introduction lets your lets your people know, we need to have you contact our legal team. Exactly. Because now what your legal team is going to tell you is, don't fuck up, because we don't know who these people are that signed up with this guy. Mystery is powerful than anything. Mystery is more powerful than talking.
Now, I got a question too, because the way the manosphere is constructed, we all just kind of come to the table and we talk about what we want to talk about, and there's no real formal vision. We've all got these little, everybody's got an individual vision. So what you're bringing to the table is something sort of concrete there, right?
Because the warriors are not respected. The court jester is currently respected. But go ahead.
That's true. So, and that's precisely what I wanted to touch on, is how do you get an aggregate of people focused on something that they really don't want to focus in on? And one of the ways, and I don't want to ask, and so that's kind of like a rhetorical question, because the answer is, is that you have to tell them what the reward is. So you start telling people, this is the reward of what you want to do. You put that carrot out in front of people. Now all of a sudden they can respond.
I don't glaze carrots. No. So as alpha male wisdom, as Mr. Research, regardless of my subscription numbers, I'm pretty feared in this space that I help create. Most people are not ready to talk to me one-on-one, so they avoid. They go to spaces that they know they won't get fronted. Mr. Fantastic, young buck to the YouTube screens. Hey, Mr. Research, you know how to debate. I give you that, of course. Most people who know I'm very good at making the crowd see where your points are valid and where your points are just cockamamie created bullshit. So you even see Cynthia G run away. So it is, most people know. So this is what I said when the Manosphere was first created, and then we got to go to TIP real quick and act faster, then come back to you, Truth. But here's where I told the Manosphere when we first created. It was me, O'Shea, Angry Man, that rapist Tito, and Minister Jap. And O'Shea was like, man, you really need to, be part of this, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. At the time, Alpha Male Wisdom had 42,000 subscribers. Angry Man had 22. O'Shea had 7,000. Minister Jap, I think, had 20. No, Minister Jap had 20 something, and I think Angry Man had 12. And I was like this, let me see what we're doing. Let me see what this is about. Because my problem with it, I don't know if we're serious about advancing Black men or we're going to fall in love with the power. Go ahead and finish, Truth, while I answer this phone.
Well, yeah, I get that. You see guys falling in love with the power. And everybody's not built to advance Black men, right? I mean, to come into a space like this, and it's revolutionary when you have microphones and Wi-Fi and Ethernet cables and laptops, and we're talking to each other around the world in the middle of a pandemic, and we've got access to all type of information and warehouses and products, and we can sell things, buy things. We can share not only products but also information in these ways. So, I look at that and you say, well, if, guys come into this space and they're not leading men to advancement, I could understand why, because who's prepared to do that in that way? That's got to come, nobody can go to college. There's no college class on going online and leading Black men. There's no college. You can't get a college class for that. You can't learn that in high school. Nobody teaches that. So you have to it has to come from the inside. You got to have an internal drive to do something like that. And most folks aren't built for that. Now, see, Mr. Research, that's one thing that I love and I respect about you, is that you are built for that. Right. And I think that part of that is that it's this learning on the fly and getting men like myself who like your vision, who like the things that you talk about. And I'm not built for it. I don't know how to lead Black men online. I can lead, in different ways, but online, this is something totally different.
Well, the thing is, that's why I'm getting people's emails. Part of this is my fault by not creating this intellectual Black man coalition. And I need to start doing that every Sunday morning. I need to be consistent about having a consistent show. I'm a very busy dude. But I realized, not even just for this, I've been gearing up. I've been taking my TV show lessons, voice lessons, a whole bunch of stuff, gearing up to do that. And, I'm going to go ahead and create another Facebook page. I'm finally going to hire somebody for Instagram. This is stuff I haven't even been doing. I didn't even have my monetization turned on for years because I'm just trying to help the brothers. But I realized that in helping them, I have to invest that. And if nothing else, invest Sunday morning to do it. Because it needs to be a coalition of you brothers, actual factual, TI, Truth. it got to be a collection of brothers where intellectual brothers can come and speak intellectually with a little bit of entertainment, but most of all, be intellectual, because we got to be able to create that lane. And so that's partially my fault, and I'm going to do what I can. Now, as I build stuff, I'm actually going to pass it off to people. Hey, Actual Factual, run a show on my shit. Truth, run a show on my shit. I can't run the panel today. You know, it's stuff I'm doing, man. So, but I need to create the infrastructure. So I'm gonna definitely do that, so we can have these higher level conversations, because I like competing with white men. I like mentally competing with white men.
Loving competition.
Fucking turn on to me. Mentally competing with Latins. I don't even like this black space like that. You know what I'm saying? I like to, I get a fucking hard on sitting up here telling a white man about Celtic history and where he fit in, and the Franks, and how black people ran everything, and a lot of that shit.
Right. Life's about, that's what manhood's about. It's about competition. It's about coming out into this world and doing something with all your might. You know, there's something to
all
that.
Your mental might, not your
all your mental, not physical might.
Yeah.
You know, it could be physical, but even then, you know, on the highest level, it becomes psychological. But with all your mental might,
we got to be like the Macedonians. We're scared of Africans. We're scared of the black Greeks, and we're just gonna spend all of our time thinking so much that our dicks start shriveling up, and we do not care. Our whole purpose is to outthink. We're going to outthink the Egyptians. We're going to play meek and mild. We're going to say we just coming to learn. We're going to spend fucking centuries doing that shit. Fuck our woman in front of us. Don't mean shit to us.
Right. This is what they say, like the Ashkenazi Jews. A lot of their men don't even work. All they do is read.
That's
the
it.
Women, they just stay in the house and they read books. They become educated.
All they're looking to do is outthink.
They're just trying to outthink people.
Let's go back to Actual Factual. We're being rude to the brother. Actual, thank you for your patience, sir. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. You know, it's beneficial to see to the elder brothers and who have some wisdom about him. It's truth, as I've heard him, he has, and as you have, Mr. Le Tre. I think getting back to what I was saying on the manosphere tip is that we're gonna have to start. There's going to have to start being some blackouts. There's no way around it. These people, some of these content creators, we love some of the things they do, but they need to be shown that, like all customer bases, from the customer to the producer, the consumer line, it can go both ways. You do have some leverage, and some of the things that they're doing, it needs to be shown, and I think that's one of the most constructive ways. Need to be some blackouts. I go as far as to say is that you spoke on O'Shea. I think, and O'Shea even spoke on this on Bernard's panel, and we all knew this at a time when his rumbles were just so wildly and unconstructive. We knew you eating that cake, you're gonna get sick. You know that. You need to pull away from that table. And O'Shea admitted this. It got too toxic for him. But he kept, as you talk about, taking that bag. Nope. The principal went out the window, taking that bag. And the consumer never showed their leverage and say, you know what? We don't have to take this in, brother. We appreciate a lot of the constructive things you do, the Hall of Game, and some of the other exposing some of the brothers and sisters in the continent. But this stuff right here, sir, if you're not listening on our emails and you're looking at your super chats, we're gonna have forced blackouts on Sunday of your rumbles. It's gonna happen.
And then it got worse. And then it got worse by having the little minuscule no picture on the icon motherfuckers run over into female spaces who wasn't even paying attention to the manosphere to talk shit. and making those chicks enemies.
Yes, and so that's one of the, to me, in my opinion, especially after seeing one of the titles of a brother who I like his show on the morning time have a ridiculous title that, as you said, not as should have been intellectually. You shouldn't even thought to yourself intellectually as you talk about being Mr. Research to come out with. It's just ridiculous. You're signing off on your own death, and to have a title like that and to devote 3 to 4 hours, unconstructive hours, to talk about it.
I don't care. I'm trying to pay rent. I don't have no see. This is why I get on people when people say, "How do you know people broke?" I can tell broke behavior. I've been homeless twice. I can tell broke behavior. I've been around homeless people. The fact I make a lot of money now don't mean shit to me. I was thinking to myself, this fucking music thing take off and I become a fucking millionaire or 4 times millionaire. This feeling I have right now, because I've had money 4 times.
You don't ever forget being broke. That don't never go away.
Yeah. Well, you don't forget that shit.
No.
I slept out on a fucking park bench with a fucking with my fucking overcoat on me. I slept on the fucking grass of the park with my overcoat and my shit. I've sat around here and bicycled in the rain just to get back to this point. And forget that shit. Fuck that money. Somebody said to me, because I'm talking to some people in the music industry, oh man, you can easily make a few million by how you do what you do. I said, look, let me tell you, I'm probably going to do the same fucking thing Slim Thug does. I'm going to take this fucking money, build a construction company or something. I give a fuck about this money. This money is not that fucking important to me. I can have 40 million. And my homeboy even said this about me, because we would fly to different cities, and sometimes like we'd have a condo or something, and sometimes I just sleep on the couch, even though I got a bedroom, or sometimes I sleep on the floor. He said, man, that is so strange about you. You can sleep any motherfucking where. And I said, look, I used to travel across the world on my own dime, dude. I've been in smod houses. Those are houses that are made out of clay and grass. I've been in, all types of scenarios. This shit is not amazing to me. So I say that to say this. Let me move to point number 4, gentlemen. So you heard point number 1, point number 2, point number 3 is the image. The image has to be for black men. Now here's point number 4 to stop black on black crime. Black men need to go to the NRA and say, let's create a black male division. Hey, no, let's put our faces on it. That way we'll take the blunt off of you, white man. And we're not going to ask white people to register their guns. What we're going to ask is our black people to register their guns. But support it, because you, Mr. NRA, that's what you want, right? You want more gun sales. Hey, we'll create a whole culture behind that shit. But now here goes the law for black people that black men need to enforce. Now that we're registered owners, let's create our own black police unions. Just like I described to Truth. And let's go to the smaller counties and the smaller cities first. Fuck the metro. Black Union, you graduated, Truth. We're sending you to Tokala, Hobla, Alaska. Why are you doing that, Q? Hey, I'm going to sit up here and train you there for a year and a half. Then I'm going to rotate somebody else in there while we move you over here to be captain at Kentucky Waka Waka City. See, this is what the union going to do for you, actual factual. The union CCA creates. This is what I'm going to do with that Robert Smith money. Let's create these unions, and we're going to move you over here. Now, meanwhile, the NRA is happy because they like, look at all these registered motherfuckers. This is great. Now we're going to do one more thing, and now I'm going to let Truth answer this question. I'm going to do one more thing. Hey, now that we got registered black men and blah blah blah, now I'm going to penalize any black dude I catch without a registered gun. I don't give a flying hell. I'm going to penalize any dude without a registered gun. Because see, now I got proof of concept. I got so many black dudes registered with guns. You walking around with an unregistered gun, guess what? You out here on some crime shit. Because we have a union that can help you get registered. You just got to put your ID up and go through the training. Truth as I know it. What is your thoughts?
That's a tricky one. That's definitely a tricky one.
Explain why.
Well, in some ways, you know, it's.
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. To the chat room, when people make statements to me, that's stupid, that's tricky, or that's a good idea, I always ask people to explain why, because what I don't want chat rooms for people to make a statement that dominates what was said without explaining it. Go ahead, sir.
Well, it's tricky because it sounds like it could be a poor tax, and that's something that usually doesn't work in the African American community. We've been hit with that. Well, it's I'm not saying that it is, but it sounds like it.
No, you did say that it is by saying that it sounds like it. When you say that it sounds like it,
well, I don't know. I haven't.
Wait.
Hold on, but I haven't heard what you said enough to really grasp exactly what you're saying.
Wait. Let me show you something about public speaking. I'm not trying to be know-it-all, but when you make a statement, that penny is brown. Okay, you now need to. When someone challenges you, how is that penny brown? You need to be able to say why it's brown, not say that it's all.
Let me see. Let me get it out, and I'll tell you. I'll lay it on you.
Okay, but you got to get to the point. You can't.
You're interrupting me and not let me get to the point. Okay. Let me get to the point. I'm trying to tell you what I'm saying.
We were taking 12 seconds to get to the point, but go ahead.
I've said 3 seconds. He interrupted me.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that because I haven't heard, I would have to process exactly what a police union means, and and I've heard, they do this like in New York and in New Jersey, and have these strict regulations, and they make it really hard to get guns. And then if you do get guns, you have to have them registered. And a lot of times these areas have a high murder rate, actually. And so, and then you say, and then on top of that, we're going to fine you if you have guns or put you in jail. Then, I wonder if that's going to be some type of poor tax, because out here on, up in the Northwest, we have a lot of it's open carry. It doesn't take that much to get a concealed weapons permit, like as compared to New Jersey. It might cost like $3,000 to get a concealed weapons permit in New Jersey, and they got some of the toughest gun laws in the country. And then you look at like Newark, New Jersey, and there's this high homicide rates and lots of gun crimes. In New York, it's really hard. In places in New York, it's illegal to even own guns there. So there's these type of issues. So when I hear that, I go, that's why I say it's tricky, because I do understand the methodology of saying if we make things strict and make things hard, then we understand who's the criminal and who's not. But then, young men like guns. It's in America. And then poor people need guns for protection. And then you might sell a little bit of weed, have a 22 on you. Now you're looking at 12 years of penitentiary time. That doesn't seem fair. So I don't have the background in gun laws and all that to really have a very strong opinion either way. But I do know on the West Coast, where black men do seem to do pretty well. We're educated. Most of us are middle class. We seem to do all right here. And yeah, there's elevated homicide rate here too, just like everybody else. But the gun laws are very relaxed across the board. And that's like not something that we have to worry about in the same way as other places around the country. So that's why I say it's tricky.
I'm not trying to be obtuse. I still did not hear how it's a poor tax. So for people who wonder what a poor tax is, let me explain. A poor tax is basically what a lot of you single people are paying. It's just elevated when it comes to your level of yearly money make. if you make only 10 G's, you're going to pay the highest. If you make only 5 G's a year, you're going to pay the highest tax. That's the idea of a poor tax. That's why I didn't understand the correlation. If you make 30 G's, but you're basically doing that now, if you're a unmarried man, you pay a higher tax than an unmarried female with kids, because an unmarried female with kids gets the Ronald Reagan laws protecting her, as opposed to a female without kids has to pay the same as a guy, tax wise. I didn't see how that correlated, but nevertheless, that's one explanation. The other thing,
I can explain it.
let me just finish.
Okay.
The other thing I'll say is that in regards to the scariness of the gun, or even how Brother Wee Wee says New York gun laws are scary. Simple solution. Don't pick up a gun. Get you a knife, get you a switchblade. That may cause another problem, but at least you don't have a gun. See, touching a gun, having your fingerprints on the gun is the only thing that causes this problem. Get in the boxing ring, learn how to do, hey, jujitsu is freaking great. Okay? Do that. You don't have to pick up a gat. Go get a katana. You don't have to pick up a gat. But if you're going to pick up this gat, got to be registered for it. Not you white people. We're going to do our black people. And here's why we're going to do our black people. Because there's more people who are going to pass the litmus test than not. We got to stop bringing the people who can't pass the litmus test into the black category. Go ahead, Truth. And then we're going to go to actual and then to inquisitive.
Well, one thing I always wondered with gun laws, and the black, you hear about black on black crime. That's one thing, but the black on black homicide rate is definitely something that we got to, wrap our minds around and change. The black on black homicide rate is no joke, right? So the one thing I've always thought about is that a lot of this comes down to gun training. If a black boy if they had like education in school, like, in a lot of these rural schools out in the country.
That's what the union comes into place that I proposed.
Right. Yeah, I like that. And then you teach target shooting in middle school and high school, maybe even elementary school. That might be a little dangerous. So then by the time, so you get this formal training, you learn to respect guns. So now all of a sudden it's not the same, because usually the people who get in a gunplay out on the streets, they didn't have that type of formal training. They usually end up shooting in the woods out in the country with them and a couple friends, or in some alley or somewhere.
And you're around other men like you always wanted to be anyway.
Exactly.
See, I thought this out. And see, the only pushback is going to be from non-black males. Let me make this clear, because I'll go on TV and say the shit. No, Don Lemon. The only pushback we're hearing is from non-black males. We don't hear many black males stepping up to the mic and saying this stuff. I think 100 or 200 dudes said something, but other than that, the millions of brothers love it. And many of our white and Latin people love it too, because it's all about doing stuff lawfully. So we're penalizing the dudes that don't want to do it. Well, what do you say about the people who think that it's a poor tax? Don't touch the gun. Be great at a samurai sword. Be great at a bow and arrow. Be great at a switchblade. Be great at a machete. Don't touch a gat. Problem simply solved. Actual factual, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Can't hear you, actual factual.
Huh? Can you hear me?
Actual factual.
Can you hear me?
Inquisitive Prince, what are your thoughts?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear actual factual. I don't.
Is everybody Borgin?
Yeah, it's
Anybody?
been messed up for a second, bro.
Oh, okay. Well, StreamYard is on some BS. I'm gonna be switching to Zoom soon.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. As far as the gun, what you were saying, the idea, um, Wayne LaPerriere, the president, or the he'll probably be
Yeah.
the deposed president of the
Hmm.
NRA. He has a couple black spokesmen.
Yep.
Uh,
But he don't respect them because they asked him for shit and he refused to do it for them.
he doesn't, and on the whole, Europeans do like when you come in strength, even if it's against them. They respect
Yep.
that.
They respect that.
Um, so I
You notice you
we
notice
will
ain't too many white people had a problem with all them black people up at Stone Mountain. Only the black people had a problem with it.
with who?
All those armed black dark skinned people who went up to Stone Mountain and showed their strength.
Oh yeah. In fact, I think what you'll have to do is in that situation is to you'll have to be in fact, and you'll have to come because he's not like I said the respect factor. So you'll have to come as your own autonomous organization and you'll basically have to make it juicy for the NRA and basically come on some power stuff and be like, hey, listen, like you said, I know for a fact right now we have I don't know, 50,000 members of our organization ready to sign up as well to be membership of NRA. We know that you guys take dues. And so right here now we have a potential of let's say 100,000 black men and women ready to pay dues, ready to pitch in. As a matter of fact, Mr. LaPerriere, what we'll do is we see what's going on in New York and that black DA. Yeah, we'll categorically we'll come out, get some news cameras, and say we disagree with what she's doing. We think that
Right.
it's going above and beyond reproach, and we will not be voting for her. As we have a voting block, and we will not be this association. Hint, hint. This association, as I talked about, will be withdrawing their support for this that particular black woman, Miss James, the Attorney General, and we will be throwing our support for I don't care who it is. It could be a white man
Who it is?
who's her
So
competitor.
so here's what's good about what Actual is saying. Even if we have no follow through, the image of that conversation is more important than the fact of whether we can back it up. We can't promise every vote, but the image of the fact that we could. Now, I was thinking about what Truth said, and I'm gonna let you finish Actual, and then we'll go to Prince. But I was thinking what Truth said, and I got a solution even for Truth. So for those people who appear or have a feeling that it's a poor tax or that it's something that can hurt lesser people, we as the union, if you get caught up, we will promise that when you appear in court, if you sign up, we will pay all of your fines as long as you come and complete training and get registered. You don't want to do that, then you continue to deal with the court. Actual factual, what are your thoughts on that? There must be a delay.
Say that again for me, brother.
I
Say
said, what are your
say
thoughts
that
on that?
again for me, brother. That real janky.
Okay, so what I'm saying is just what Truth said about people who feel like you're targeting people when they get hemmed up, we'll have a program as the union that you sign up. We will give you the training. Upon completion of the training, we pay your fine, your court fine and your court fees. So we still get what we want to achieve, which is you're signed up, you're registered.
Yeah, I think that's constructive along with uh an initiative like that. The only thing that's missing is, like you said, the following through with it is to say, hey, listen, we got this. I spoke on New York. I don't know, you do the aggregate of where your black people are concentrated at. Find out where your block captains are at, where your aldermen, if you're in Chicago, where they're at. Talk to the locals who actually are rooted, the leaders who people still consider leaders, and you say, hey, listen, you proposition it just like you said, this kind of this tracking slash law enforcement piece, basically what it is, and you say, hey, listen, this is how we move it. People tired of this. This is what we got, and you put an
Now,
ear into that. And then if you, I want to finish real quick with this point. And if you got somebody who has prior connections to people who may be considered of an unsavory past, you put your what the military calls, you put your back channels on that as well, and let them know what's happening, and that you're coming with real power, because they don't respect it unless you're coming with strength, and then they'll respect it. They may not like it, but
but
they'll
they'll
respect
respect.
it. I see the support.
Uh, let's go with Inquisitive Prince, and then we'll go back to Truth. Inquisitive Prince, thank you for coming back.
Oh yeah. I've actual fashion took some of the words out of my mouth. You gotta come regard. I mean, whether you win, lose, or draw, you still gotta. If you come together as a force and go up against something like the DA in New York, and like you said, Mr. Research, you out there. They know who you are. And that's the important thing. Coming together, forming a group. That's step one. I mean, that's the first thing we need to accomplish.
Because see, what I want to do is when I start really making some waves, I want to only bond with the financial brothers. I just don't want to bond with the talkers. I'm gonna
And
I'm gonna create a platform similar to ADOS, and I'm only dealing with the dudes that are registered to that platform. And when people ask me about the black community, I'm gonna say, I'm I don't speak for the black community. I'm the leader of Adosha. That I only deal with Adosha people. The advancement Adoshas are making, I'll talk to you about that. And see, that is people to say, well, is that something I need to join? Hey, we only deal with black sons. We have female managers in sales, so we're not, but we're not devoid of women. We have female managers in sales. We have a whole woman sales department, and yes, women can be hired in sales. But outside of that, our structure is black sons, because what we don't want in this organization, I'm coming back to you, Inquisitive Prince, is the weakest males to be protected by women. That shit must stop. And that goes to y'all earlier point. Go ahead, Inquisitive Prince, then we'll go to Truth.
and to piggyback on what Truth said early in the on the stream, you know, you like you talking about the manosphere and want and look when when you castrate the one to just want to talk about women and David JJ, hey, that's a win right there. Go ahead and move them to the side. The ones that the small handful that want to join together, come together, work together. You'll be surprised how much noise you can make.
Look, I even want to have a commercial for Adosha during the Super Bowl. Truth, we coming to you during the Super Bowl that says
A commercial for what?
no. I'm going to tell you what the commercial is. I even want I want us to financially back it so much to where we're 40 million or 10 million or $40 million company, where we said, and if you're a black son who wants to join other men who are moving forward, our 12-year-olds are already making $10,000 a year for themselves. Our 16-year-olds are already making $15,000 for themselves, and I got a plan for that. Then join Adosha. Contact us today. Hey, very serious about it. And that creates a culture shock for black boys to say, I can leave home right fucking now. I can leave home right fucking now and go to a structure, Truth, that is moving black boys forward, where I'm with other black boys who are focused on math and making shit happen. What are your thoughts, True?
Well, my first question is, what's ADOSA stand for?
Not,
They got ADOS in it?
I'm not going to do that yet.
Okay.
No, but it doesn't have ADOS in it.
I
I
like the way you're thinking about this.
All I'll say is this. ADOSA is presented as a Holocaust victim.
It's accurate.
Right. It's very accurate.
We are Holocaust victims.
Absolutely.
And part of the fallout of that is
we're not able to speak our original languages like Jews are.
Right. We don't have the same name.
We had a longer situation than Jews.
Not even close.
If Jews had only had their numbers as their names, that would be one thing. But Jews were allowed to keep their names. I would have loved to have gone through the Hitler Holocaust.
I've never heard it sound like that before. But
no,
that's accurate, though. That's like a cakewalk compared to what we went through. That's a cakewalk.
That's very accurate.
Right. That's accurate.
But when I say that on TV, I need your financial dollars to protect me.
And my grandfather was a Tuskegee Airman.
No. Hold on, True. I want to make sure I say that again. When I say that on TV, you black men who want change, I need your financial dollars every month to protect me. Because somebody's going to say he was talking against Jews. Mr. Research is going to say, name the sentence I said against Jews.
Right. That's not anti-Semitic in any way.
Not in any way.
No.
But they are going to spin it to where it's anti-Semitic.
No. They're going to try if I don't have the finances to put out my own advertisements and marketing. The minute I say it, see, here's the problem, and thank you for jumping in. Here's the problem. When a Snoop Dogg says something, the minute it starts going left, buy up a couple of marketing things to explain what you meant. Don't just put it on Instagram. Nobody sees it. I need for you to buy up some late night, 11 o'clock advertisement spots, 30-second spots that you can get for cheap, $500, $1,000, and say, hey, recently IMCA and I said something that people are trying to change into something else. What I simply said was this. My situation, my great-grandmother's situation was so horrific that it's more horrific than any other person in history, time-wise. And that's what I said. It'll be viral everywhere. Well, CA explains it like, so I know people are saying this, but that's not what CA is saying. Exactly. Go ahead. Anybody?
Well, I got a document that I actually typed up maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I shared it with Gab, and so I'll send that to you too. And it's a framework on how, like, if I was going to control YouTube, Black YouTube, how I would control it. And it's not that long, but I'll let you take a look at it. Maybe that could help you. You can integrate that, take some pieces out of that and integrate that in your plan somehow, because YouTube is one hell of a sector. So, when I look at the Black YouTube sector and I say, it's mostly just pussy talk out here, right? Everybody's talking about pussy, and you see Kevin Samuels, his channel's blowing up. Why? Because he's talking about what women want. What do the women want? Sure. They want a man with money. They want a man with means, right? And the men are like, we just want a good woman. If she's like got a cute face and under 160 pounds and didn't, call the cops on me, I'll take her, right? And it's like there's a huge imbalance there. So then, like I was saying before, one of the things that I look at is like, well, how do you get the men on the same page, right? How do you get the men getting what they want? Well, they just want a woman. Well, the women are saying, well, we just want a man with money. So clearly, one of the things that we need to get there is men who want money, right? And that's one of the things that you're talking about ultimately is like men who are going after more in life. And that's like, but that's the carrot, right? That's the carrot. And that's like something that has to be dangled out in front, because a lot of our men don't even see that. They're like, no, I can't be a manager. That's what, Ku Klux Klans wear suits and I can't do that. That's not for me. And it's like, no, that is for you. You just put on the suit and you just do what you do. You're going to make money. Right.
But
And
but it solves all of your problems to be a dude with a trade and have manager skills, because now you have disposable cash. You can't get disposable cash just making money. It doesn't work like that, because
Right.
you're going to have to hire a person to be your manager. You're going to have to hire a person to be your supervisor. That's more money going out the door. If you're a manager or have just basic understanding of margins or crystal reports, or now you're able to do a lot of that stuff on locally within yourself. Shout out to Sheila. Sheila says she was sad to hear the only guys part. No, my structure does include women. It's just that women are on the outside of the company for the sake of growing it and support. The reason why I cannot have women in the infrastructure is that's where cowards like to hide behind skirts. And when even though Sheila may be great, one of these anti-male type of women who actually want to control Inquisitive Prince comes in behind Sheila. Or if I'm dead and gone, here come a bunch of women being born into the movement who all of a sudden want to hear the message of the white woman and destroy it from within. I can't have it. Can't have the possibility of that. So Sheila would have to be manager of the sales department, VP of the sales department. We would have to create a linear company where Sheila gets to be with a group of two. Somebody's doing something in the background.
My mic was muted.
Sheila gets to be a group of 200 women doing the telephones. But it couldn't be within, because I understand guys counseling since 2005. Guys want to be comedians for women. Guys want to be suckers for women. Guys are willing to kill Malcolm X to please a woman. The FBI agent that killed Malcolm X did it for a chick. So the woman that tried to kill Martin Luther King did it because she was jealous of Martin Luther allegedly screwing other women. You see what I mean? I don't want that within the structure. I need to be able to slap a 6'6" motherfucker in his face in the middle of other warrior men so he can get the fucking point. Don't fuck up the image of the company. You might be right, but don't publicly fuck up the image of the company. Pull leadership off to the side and chew us out behind doors. Don't fuck up the image of the company.
Exactly. Nobody never knew what Malcolm X and Martin Luther King talked about behind closed doors. When they came out, they were smiling.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Don't
exactly.
do that shit publicly. I told my friends, hey, check this out, man. I've been with some of y'all for a long time. I'm serious. I told my best friends this shit. I've been with some of y'all for a long time. But if y'all start seeing these $1 million coming, I'm trying to tell y'all, if they done kidnapped your little girl, come to me. Hey, CA, shit is fucked up. I owe a debt, whatever the case. Nigga, I will break half of my fortune to get you out of it. But if you do some outlandish, unnecessary shit, I will take my time. I will get Paulie to get on the top of that fucking roof or mountain or hillside and be standing right next to you as Paulie puts you in a wheelchair. I bullshit you not. Don't do it. Don't give a fuck if you're muscle bound. Don't give a fuck if you're taller than me. Just don't give a fuck. I'm a real warrior type of dude. I can accept certain things, but what I cannot understand is blatant betrayal.
Yeah, I can't understand that either.
I can't understand that shit.
No, you got to keep a small circle and
Take
vet everybody who you let in.
Take this samurai sword and cut your stomach open. That's the real way to do it.
Exactly.
But don't fuck up something that's for our kids. And to these little motherfuckers coming up behind us, hey, if my son is heir to the throne, but he's out of fucking line, hey, bruh, don't give a fuck. Now, here's another thing that with the solutions that I have for crime within this organization, when we do have young people come to us, we're going to have a system to where they can go around the country and stay at different places. We never want our young people to be in one place for too long. So every 6 or 8 months, you're going to switch up your location, but you're going to constantly be competing with other 12-year-olds in math, chess, all type of shit. And we're going to send some random DSL big titty woman around you to try to see if we can get you off code. And if you're off code, we're going to penalize your account. We are not bullshitting. What does this do for the boy? It gets him to understand early what we all know as older men. There are levels to the game I got to always be aware of. And I can never let my pleasure override my mathematical know-how of what needs to happen. That's why the Italians came here and did so well. That's why the Mexican mafia came here. That's why the Jewish mafia came here and did so well. They're men too. But you know what they remember? The fucking power is more important. The power is what, and look, like I said, I wouldn't exclude women. I would just have them in different areas. Cause y'all need to be able to check me. CA, look, we can't pass up on that money. Oh, yes, we can. Patience will get us the money. But if we move too fucking fast, we fuck up generations. Oh, okay, I can understand that. Great. I'm glad we had this conversation. Not no damn, man, I can't mess up. I need this 10 million. I'm going to put your head on a pike. I see what needs to happen. I love when tall, muscle-bound dudes do stupid shit, and then we got to put their head on a pike because it lets everybody know, oh, fuck, they killed Goliath. Hell, fuck yeah, he went against code. I am not above code, so I'm not like the ultimate ruler. I got to stay on code, too. My fucking daughter betrays us. She got to get penalized. I don't know what to greet, but it ain't going to be soft. Might not be her fucking legs and wheelchair, but she's going to remember. Tattoo on the side of the face, something. I am not just saying it just to say it, ladies and gentlemen. In order for us to undo what the plantation has done to us, the warriors got to rise. And the great separation has already happened. The weak motherfuckers who are complaining about, she won't obey me. My white woman is taking me to the divorce court. Oh, God. I thought this would never happen. That's why SBM for life. And then the black women. Oh, my white man called me a nigger and slapped me. Oh, God. Hey, you can't come back to the black community with that nonsense. But guess what? Everybody who failed came right back. Everybody who talked shit about the black community came right back. So therefore, we got to have media, which is solution number 6. A true media through those monthly donations. Well, not even donations. It's monthly drafts. You create a media. And every time something comes out that defames the black male image, we right there. Will Smith. Hey, so we do want to show that We don't know what the brother was doing behind closed doors, but so far it looks like he's the one that's more so loyal. And when you got some screwed up individual, hey, we reached out to Antonio Brown and we personally offered him counseling. He hasn't taken it yet. We got to be at the forefront. We got to stop standing behind women on the microphone. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. Anybody can speak. Go ahead.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. You just mentioned dues. Do you know how many just average working people support alt-right groups, KKK? You sit beside them every day.
You buy Clorox every day, don't you? That's the KKK.
Hey, I mean, just
You
average working people, and that's another thing that need to be understood. I mean, your support group doesn't necessarily mean you got to be out there on the front lines. Hey, you need somebody working in the factory or or the manager at KFC making money to help support you and your cause.
Which brings me to solution number 7 that will stop black crime. If black men commit to hiring at least
hold on. Can I rewind that a little bit? I want to chime in there on entertainment, or what'd you call it, on media?
Yep. But it must be our male media backed monthly. It can't be no donations. It has to be like a gym membership. You sign up, you're committed to $200 a year. If you don't do that, we have the right, according to your sign it, to freak up here and garnish your fucking wages. We're not bullshit.
Right, sign a contract. Yeah.
If you're gonna take part of the good part of a dosha, you got to take part of the bad part.
Well, there's so many different ways to do that too. You know how, like, any of us can get an app on a Roku. You know, Roku's, there's like they're in millions of homes around the country, probably hundreds of millions around the world, maybe, who knows? And you can get your own app and then put that on Roku, and you can have a subscription where people pay to see, you know, Mr. Research or Actual Factual or me or you know, the Inquisitive Prince. So that's something very serious. But now, part of media, you know,
but the black men have to finance step 1. Go ahead, Drew.
Well, you know, I'm sending an email right now, and part of it's got a couple documents in there. One of them I wrote. Another one is a compendium. This motherfucker's no joke, bro. You're gonna read this. This is genius level work that's in this compendium. You're gonna love this, and you know, the way media has changed. You know, I'm a Generation Xer. You're a Generation Xer, and we know the difference between bullshit media and real media because we were alive before the internet, so we can tell the difference. But you have millennials and the Generation Z, they don't know the difference. They don't, CNN is just like Alex Jones. What's the difference? They're equal footing. They don't realize who's who out here. And so part of black male media is understanding that, like, you and I and what we're doing in the manosphere makes a real difference. I think part of the reason we have these Sambo and these coon shows all the time is that, people are doing it for money, and I get that, but they don't understand the impact that it actually has, because we're living in an era where propaganda is at an all-time high to such a degree where NBC, CBS, ABC, all these mainstream media outlets are now being called fake news, which gives an elevated, public presence to these other media companies like you and I. And if we were able to harness that and then able to amplify that towards other black men and black women in a way that can galvanize us and make us stronger, we can do great things with that. Now, a lot of people would say, well, that's what the Jews do, and they're tearing us apart about this and all these wild conspiracy theories. But this is something that we could do for ourselves. But it really does take intellectual black men coming together and not thinking like, who's the guy from what's his name, Byron Allen? Like, he's doing great work and he's trying to do things big, but we can all do something very similar to that, and maybe not necessarily on that grand level, but we could do something to really uplift the community. And that's something I think that each and every one of us need to really think about in an intellectual way.
Well, we can always do something on the grand level. It's just the consistency in which we do it, which I'm at fault for part of that, and how we do it. So let's do this here right now. You guys are all on my email, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You, Future Society, a gentleman who's always been with me, Jeremy Bignon, Miss Sheila, Bayou Bunny, and some of my constant people. We'll do this every Sunday morning. I don't give a fuck if I'm tired or not. I'll turn it on every Sunday morning, and we'll just start this whole intellectual thing where we will focus on this week's topics on an intellectual level. So I'm going to start first by saying this. Intellectually, what does everybody think of Google having to pay all these fees possibly for their shady dealings? And black men should be right there to capitalize or at least report it. What are y'all thoughts?
I'm not aware of these fees. Can you explain a little bit more on what that is?
Well, what ended up happening with Facebook and Google, they couldn't answer questions in Congress, and they gave bullshit answers. And Congress started to realize these little motherfuckers are way too protected. We need to look at them the same way we looked at the AOL Time Warner shit. Y'all are doing shit, and you don't have any measures and control the way these Congress people thought they was having it as a business. They're just doing shit. So Congress is considering finding these motherfuckers and breaking up Google. Google owns YouTube, for example. They got to get broke up the way Microsoft got broken up. What do y'all thought?
See that? Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that, Mr. Le Tre. We'll see about that. Right now,
How can black men capitalize? How can black men capitalize? Maybe they should have a union in place ready to go in and contract the new companies, or maybe they need to create a competing Facebook to grab the disgruntled people. I mean, there's all type of stuff black men could be doing if they would just stop talking about dating.
Yeah, I believe a brother, he made Black Planet, and it was basically the concept or idea was taken by Mark Zuckerberg and others.
Yep.
Facebook was made. And I remember Black Planet. So, I mean, some to that effect. Like I said, I think one of the things we're going to have to do is that the unions, to a degree, we have to see where it's can be effective. And the other side of it, my thinking is that associations, it's just going to have to happen. We're going to have to create these associations. And like I said, we'll have to start having these conferences, man. And ain't nothing like we're thinking forward. 21 conventions, great concept for men in general. But, we just had, they had Black Tech Week or Black Tech Conference in the Bay Area, had it just this past year. We're going to have to do something on that level. I thought about, you speak on managers a lot, something for managers, black managers, all that. And I think that's the way we're going to have to get around it and put money where our mouth is and enforcing a strict code.
Well, I have an event. Well, I have an event business, and I am going to start doing events within the structure of Afrotech, is what you're talking about out here in the Bay Area. So I will be doing that. I will be trying my best to create a black tech union where everybody pays in. And I was telling some of my medical people today, I'm going to start having black medical events for ADOS and African people to come together, not just to socialize, but to talk power. So when you start seeing me do this shit, I'm going to have to hire people to take over my media shit because, again, I'm too busy to be fucking with it every day. So any month any monthly money will be going to that type of infrastructure. Putting stuff together is difficult, ladies and gentlemen, because our community are entertainment motherfuckers. They don't really want to, you know, make power moves, but hopefully we'll start it. If you guys can come around every Sunday morning, that would be helpful to encourage me to do this shit and to talk about these things. We're going on 2 hours. That's a little bit much for me. I got to go at least. I got to go run these 7 miles. What are y'all last thoughts? Anybody take the mic?
Well, my thoughts are I like what you talk about. I like the way you think, and I want to support you, man. And just stay at it. Now, I sent you an email. Check that email out. It's one of those documents in there is no joke, and it's a way to almost weaponize YouTube and other social media platforms in a way that are truly transformative, like on a military level, literally. So check that out. You'll be impressed. At least I was. And
Well,
yeah,
I have the implode and I have the metrics. So I
the metrics. That's the one you really want to take a look at. But just keep doing what you're doing, man. And I want to support you and be around like-minded brothers like yourself that think big and want to do big things in this world.
like I
there's
said,
no other way to live.
if you guys could just come around Sunday morning, because even if I'm too tired to do the stream, I'm gonna have the stream open. And I'm going to let somebody be able to take over so that we can have competing intellectual conversations with gentlemen who want to intellectually compete. Make sure you three gentlemen think about topics you want. Don't forget to shout out your shows, gentlemen, where people can contact y'all at y'all YouTubes and what have you. And hopefully this will be a hub where intellectual folks can. I know I'm going to have to create some entertainment, but hopefully this can be that hub, and we'll go ahead and start it at least every Sunday because that's when I have more time than anything. Anybody else got any last comments? And I'm sorry I cut you off, Truth. I got to hurry up and get out of here.
It's all good.
Yeah. I just got one comment, and while we're in the midst of everything, let's get old. Another ideal, food for thought. Get old school. Lobby your congressman, a powerful congressman or a powerful senator. Put something in their ear.
At least practice writing a letter. How about that? At least practice writing a letter. We actually need to hire somebody to be in Congress every fucking day, but at least learn to write a letter. Write a letter to that whack ass city council person who you don't even know their name, but they get voted in every fucking year. Write something to them.
Exactly.
Actual factual. What are your last thoughts,
sir? Black men, revisit.
The white man got it.
There's
revolutionary brother. Actual factual was the white man took him away. We will miss the brother. Actual factual. All right, so let me get out of here. I will see you guys Sunday morning. I will see you guys. Oh, go ahead, AF.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was about to say just real quick, black men, revisit some constructive media. Look how these Europeans do it. You don't just have to look into the Renaissance time. You can look into our time. I was just looking at The Wire season 3. I'm looking at how David Simon basically patterned that season with that particular white councilman. He patterned it off of a real life guy who became all the way up to the governor and how he maneuvered. And he was ruthless. And he had to learn to be sophisticated through advisors. You're a woman advisor at that. So look at constructive stuff. It'll show you how to move. You don't have to be emotional. That's a roof rule. Controlling our mouth. And Mr. Research, email me topics, sir. We'll be linking up. I've been thinking about that for about 6 months, sir. I already told you helped me get into a manager position, so to speak, and so
And speaking of which, how is that going for you? Is there any manager questions you need answered about your employees, or what are your thoughts?
I will be that position. I'll be out of town a lot for that, and so I'll email you about that. I'm just getting ready because they don't know I'm coming to slay dragons.
Oh,
They really
absolutely,
don't know. They
absolutely.
don't know.
But let me say this though. The number one thing to do in your manager position is to be a mystery. That's the number one thing, is to be a mystery. So nobody understands whether you coming or going or coming. And one of the best things is to always elevate lower, irrelevant motherfuckers publicly. So it makes the people who've been there for a minute or the people who really on point kind of uncomfortable in their position. That's those are the two hitters, and one or two things happen. Either those lower level motherfuckers that you elevate and either step up to shine, or them whack ass people show that they ain't worth shit, and you need to give them shit work. Oh, I am brutal with fucking man. I am brutal with manager. I will take a person who's a part-timer and make them look like a fucking full-timer and say to them, hey, be ready. Because when I have a full-time position, I'll say that shit publicly in front of motherfuckers. Be ready, because when I get a full-time position, you right in there, because I like what you're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why this man is he is the most important, one of the most important resources we have in YouTube, period, as far as black men and men in general, because this is what he's pushing. All these other these Chicken George guys don't push this. Some of these guys got corporate experience, but ain't none of them gonna put it out there like that. And if you align like I'm aligned with that sort of thinking, boy, we're gonna have some warriors.
Because see, here's the whole thing for everybody listening. Here's the whole thing Actual Factual's finna do. Actual Factual's finna write down every number he can find coming into the company, into the position. He gonna write those numbers. He gonna email some of those numbers. Our current numbers are this. Our current numbers are that. That's the first fucking thing you do when you become a manager. We're selling this many chicken burgers. We're getting this many sodas. Because after 4 months, if I've risen that shit up to at 10 more chicken burgers, 4 more sodas, I am putting my dick on the table. Yeah, we're heading in the right direction, Mr. Owner. We're heading in the right direction, Mr. CFO. I told my boss, Matt gave me some inspiration. I told my boss today, he asked me to do some other shit. I put out, I talked to him. I said, no, I'm not going to be able to do that because I was late to work. And I used me being late to work as a catalyst to get out of some other shit. Well, if you notice, I started being late when you start to ask me to do this other project. If you notice, I started making more mistakes when you asked me to do this other project. See, I'm very, very warfare minded. I told him, I said, you do notice that timeline fit. So how about I'm just out of it altogether? Oh, you don't want the extra money? Nah, I'm good. See, you know what people fear most? A dark-skinned motherfucker that don't need the extra money. You can't treat me like a slave.
Because it's about being crafty.
That's all it is
about.
Learn
that from Europeans. It's not about being smart and who's intelligent. They got to their position by being crafty.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely. Just like you guys are going to hear, I audio taped one of my Taiwanese linear. Oh, she's not even my linear. What the fuck am I saying? One of the Taiwanese staff trying to pull this fucking black bullshit, trying to say some. I audio taped her ass. Chick came in the back of my area. Hey, why are you having this conversation with me, lady? Okay, lady, I've already talked to your manager and your lead. Neither one of them are saying the shit that you're saying. So why are you back here? Why are we having this talk? No, I'm just saying da 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 da. No, sweetheart, I don't want to hear all that. Okay. Hold on, let me answer this text. Record. Place that shit face down. Keep fucking talking.
Leverage.
And I'm gonna play y'all.
When will we learn?
Well, BTS can't teach you that. Charles Faulkner can't teach you that. None of these niggas got courage because they're not focused on what works Monday morning. They're fucking on something that they read.
And to that point, you have to. It damn near it is got to be in your genetics because that I think that's what
I kill dragons.
And that's what I'm saying is that I think that's what aligned me and one of my older partners is that my older partner, he noticed something about 4 or 5 years ago. He said, this real attractive broad, he said, I noticed you damn near when she is in the room and she appears to start talking, you damn near act like you don't even, like you hate her guts, man. And he says, they said that's why I love it because I know you gonna tell me the truth on her because all of that fades away with you. It's almost as if she's ugly to you. And if black men in particular, especially in that situation described, could view it like that, we would be so much more farther. We really would. Instead of being Mr. Bojangles and smiling, it's no. Just like you said. Say what now? Wait a minute, I gotta take this text message. Hold on. You're ugly to me right now. I don't care. No, that doesn't. No, you're very ugly to me. You need to make clear what's going on. Ooh, Mr. Yeh Le Tre, Mr. Lewis. He. Why is he so direct like that?
Yep. And like I said, I kill dragons. I don't talk about doing the shit. I compete with white motherfuckers. I compete with Asians. I compete with gay dudes mentally. I don't sit around here and cooperate. I love that Conor McGregor comment. I did not come to participate.
And you didn't, and we have you have to develop that mentality, and that's what, like I said, that's what I think is unique. I think is unique about your perspective is because none of those guys came like you were saying. None of them came like that, and we need to develop that. That's what we need to be talking about because that's what I have a thirst for. Let's get on that. This this other stuff. Let's have an order of operations here, gentlemen.
Yeah, and that's really what it is. We don't have an order of operations. We're just saying shit, and it's like, okay, well, how does that help? How is any of that a benefit? And guess what? A lot of times we don't have the answers for that. You know what I'm saying? Because we're it's like I said, if more dudes were managers and more dudes were able to hire other black men, a lot of this shit will go away. Let me answer wee question before I get out of here. What do I think about Dr. Dre's situation? She is Latin and Jewish. How do I know she's Jewish? Been around the chick when he first got with her ass. So I know she was a drunk. Okay. First, she was somebody he was just fucking after he left Miss Chalet. But that's neither here nor there. I knew her as a drunk. She was a lush. Okay. So she's Hispanic and Jewish. Her last name is Plosker. That's her name before she took on Dre's name. She's a white woman.
Now see, Mr. Le-
Hold
now
on,
see, Mr. Latrey.
hold on. I gotta do the punchline. She's a white woman. So, black man, you can't control your white woman? Go ahead, actual.
So my question with her is that because Jason Black did a broadcast on all that, because we really don't. She was married. She was with that ball player who was
Some
supposedly getting all.
irrelevant LA Laker.
Huh?
Some irrelevant LA Laker.
Correct. He was very relevant. So this chick is like a pre-Kim Kardashian.
No, she's actually a what's the Australian rapper's name?
Iggy Azalea.
That's all she is.
So they said now one YouTuber, she's respected. I give it to Erica. Erica said that Dr. Dre, did see the headline. He threw out that there was a prenup.
He tore it up.
She at first said there wasn't, and then Erica said all
He
of a
tore it
sudden now she's corroborating and saying there is one. There was
No.
one.
He tore it up.
What do you mean tore it up?
She had a problem with it. He tore it up.
How long ago was this?
It was fucking years ago.
Well,
okay. And the problem is, if he did have her sign something after the fact, it's not as concrete because he tore that first one up.
Yeah, it could be shown as inadmissible in court. But see, what Erica was saying was that she's corroborating now and saying that there was a prenup. Erica thinks that he applied some California pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. Let's say that there's a prenup. Okay, let's assume that. Okay, one thing, Dre, if there's a prenup, she won't get half. So that answers Wee's question. If there's a prenup, she won't get half. But Dre can't avoid giving her 1/3. He has a 20-year-old kid by this woman who looks white Mexican who looks white Mexican like a motherfucker. So 1/3 of what you have is going to her. It may not be half. Okay, it may not be half, but the chick is going to get minimum, gentlemen, 200 million.
Well, the thing about her short-sightedness. Now, I mean,
well, it's not really. No. I got to defend the chick before you even start. She was who she was coming in.
I'm not saying she wasn't. And he was goofy with it because she came when he was broke. She came when he was broke.
No. He was not broke. Dre has never been broke. Dre has been within contract, in the middle of contracts, but he has never been broke. When he left,
he was in flux with at that time he was in flux with Death Row at the time.
But he still had control of his masters. It was just his. No. Stop it. He was in control of his masters. He just didn't give a fuck about his masters because he knew. Let me explain. He knew what Jimmy Iovine knew. All roads go through Jimmy Iovine. It's the same thing with Cash Money. All roads go through Universal. It doesn't matter what you see people do. Me and you can fall out on the business. Okay? Everything happens in 5-year and 10-year cycles, which is what happened with Death Row. What did Dre end up doing? Suing Death Row for fucking everything. It doesn't matter because Jimmy Iovine.
When?
What do you mean when?
He
all that publishing.
That happened what 4 or 5 years ago?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, here's my point. I hear what you're getting at. My only thing is that I'm saying in the context of the time period when he was with that woman,
Okay.
the money wasn't flowing like that.
Now stop that shit. Sir. Okay. Let
Go
me
ahead.
explain. Let me explain this.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know, and DOC was living with Dre.
Correct.
DOC never had his own fucking house, which is an
He did.
embarrassment all to itself. Dre, after him and Easy split, Dre got that house on the top of the hill. Okay, been there fucking ever since. Okay,
Right.
he expanded that house, made that house bigger.
Cucamonga Ranch. Right.
Been there ever since.
Okay.
His house alone made sure he had money. Okay, the fact that he walked away from death row had nothing to do with him with stopping his outside projects. This is why he came up with songs like "Ring Ding Dong," "Ding a Ding Ding Ding." This dude, Blackstreet, this dude had a lot of money flowing outside of what Death Row was doing because he's an entity unto himself. Even if he goes to just remix, what was that chick that was with Timbaland? Uh, the chick who was with Timbaland,
Who Tweet?
white chick,
There was Tweet.
white,
Oh, white
white,
chick.
white
Where's
Mexican.
Stefani?
No, it's a white Mexican chick. Um,
Oh, I'm lost
she's
on
had that
that one.
song. You don't mean
Shit,
nothing
I'm
to
thinking
me.
of Missy Elliott and all them. In my
Mm-mm.
book.
Don't mean nothing to me. I forgot what that chick name. Anyway, hold on for a minute. My employee calling. Hold on.
That Timberland work with.
Hold on. Hey, Mr. J,
Yeah.
how you doing, sir?
Hey, we on for tomorrow?
Yeah, you gonna come to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, and you got to be on time, Mr. J. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
be on time.
All right.
All right, thank you, sir.
Later.
All right, so, yeah. Oh, Nelly Furtado. That was her name, Nelly Furtado.
Right.
I mean, he remixed. I mean, he mixed down, not remixed, but he mixed down her album. So this dude, Timbaland did not mix down the album. Timbaland pre-produced the album, but Dre mixed down the album. So come on.
I mean, he did stuff from. I mean, during that period of time, he did stuff for Mary J. He found Eminem. I mean, he was still doing stuff.
Dude, I will walk away from you too. Let my lawyers talk that shit. I don't want that. The fact that he said he don't want nothing don't mean shit. He still owns the 75% of fucking Death Row, and he got 75% of that.
I mean, I guess where we're not meeting in the middle is that the time period and the sheer power, even though it was waning during that period of time. A lot of people don't know he was at Suge Knight was at his power at 94. He was really had power moving at 94, 95.
But he lost the ability. But he lost the ability to keep paying Jimmy Iovine.
I mean, when David Kenner was still behind him, he still had. I think him and the brother. I know his name. Michael. It'll come to me. Big guy with the bounty hunters. Big guy. Actually, he's supposed to be released. But anyway.
Oh, him! I don't give a fuck about all that.
I know, but basically what I'm saying is that
who was he producing? Where's the money? All he had was Dog Pound, because even fucking Daz was doing his own shit with fucking Atlanta Boy.
Who Gibb?
No, Daz left and went and was getting his shit put out by Jermaine.
Well, during that time period, I'm tracking it. During that time period, 95-ish, 96-ish, he even he said it on VH1. Dre was like, "Hey, listen, you can have this for now. Look, let's just put it like that. Let's say for now,
Okay. All
Drake
right.
said, "Here, you can have all the masters. You can have it for now." And he was at his lowest. Hello,
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, verbal
you hear me?
saying that verbally doesn't mean anything if I
Am
don't
I still
sign
there?
it away. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I agree. I guess what I'm saying is that I think his wife's name Nicole. Nicole at the time, she was a lawyer. Like you said, she
Yep.
was a lush because how he
Yep.
met her, and he was all knock kneed and all this other stuff. Because I
Yep.
seen the letter, I seen the love letter he wrote her where she was still with her husband, and
Because the chick was just
her
fucking
husband, no
agreeing with
account
him.
husband was
The
doing
chick,
his thing.
the chick
Anyway,
wasn't like
he was
the chick
simping. But
wasn't liking
anyway,
the chick wasn't
yeah,
like
yeah,
Miss
yeah, yeah.
Chalet. He couldn't beat on the chick because she's tall as him, and the chick sucked dick like all outdoors. So it's exact, and then she was willing to do everything he told her to do. So it was like any groupie he's ever dealt with, a chick who gonna just obey. So, but all women go left.
They all go left. I think the larger point is that I hear these guys in the man. Hey, listen, man, you gonna have to break them off something. They're so short sighted, as Mr. Research says, with that get the bag mentality. They don't even realize all they got to do is stick it out for another 20 to
That's it,
15 years. Just stick it out. They're gonna outlive you anyway, statistically, and they get every freaking thing.
basically.
And then we're talking about basically in perpetuity. And
Yep.
they get to have and do what they want to do, have their partners, but all they do is stick it out. But they're so short-sighted they can't see that. And that
Well, I don't know. See. Here's the problem with her and him.
right.
When you're in a marriage, I plan to be in one. Everybody's got to be producing for the team. When you get to a point where one of you is not producing, you're just existing. Now the person that would like to sleep in also, now they're looking at you like, why do you have an opinion? Her problem is, which is the same thing with Emmett Smith's wife, you started becoming a complainer and you're not gone. You need to be gone. You need to get on one of these fucking airplanes and bring back 40G. You're not doing that. You're sitting at home having a podcast. You're sitting at home. You're not even running your lawyer shit. How about you go in your fucking study and look at some contracts? You're not doing that. You're talking about
Well, Mr. Research, some of that goes to, and that boy messed it up. I don't care what nobody say. I know a lot of black men talk. I don't give a fuck. That Kim Kardashian, I'm gonna tell you something. You're in the Bay Area. I've heard you speak on being around the pimping. Let me tell you something, man.
that's a
We about
hoe.
to get into it. But let me tell you something. She is stuck down, and this is why I'm saying this. This girl, 40 years old, is up there advocating. I don't care if
So,
if
so
it's
what?
if it's tokenism or not. She's advocating and talking about she's studying for law school, but she's advocating for black people. That
Yeah,
means
there's
she's
nothing
not a
wrong.
lazy. Listen, I'm just gonna say this. Let's talk turkey. You from the Bay? This ain't no lazy hoe.
No, it's
I'm just
not.
saying. This ain't no lazy hoe. That's
No,
what you
not at
want.
all.
You can
But but
mash,
but, but Kanye is a lazy dude. That's the
man.
problem. Kanye,
But see, that's like
Kanye's a lazy dude, and Ray J didn't become a businessman until 6 years after the chick left.
correct. And
See, if he
and he's
had been a
successful.
businessman on the day he was sticking a chick, making videos for free,
Oh man. Oh man.
he would have capitalized off the shit.
Even I'll say this. I'm gonna say this. Even looking at their brother, man. Let me tell you
You
something.
see my dick. Look,
People
wait.
can
If
say
you
if they
see my dick
want about.
on fucking camera, and I can't stop you seeing it, I'm coming out with my own line of fucking dick underwear.
Dildos.
No, dick underwear. Dick underwear. Hold your package.
Okay.
Hold your
Okay.
package like Le Tre. I'm coming out with my own. see how the underwear cuffs the balls. Hey, I'm coming out with all that shit. I'm not doing no regular.
Well,
No,
see,
I ain't doing no dildo. I can't get no big money through no dildo. But if I make some underwear, I can charge $50 a pair of briefs, a pair of 99-cent briefs. Look at those margins.
well, part of it. See, I'm with you on that. But part of it though, we got to admit, and I'm with you on that. Part of it is vision. Like even when I look at, we're surrounding these people orbit. Let's go to Black China. Black China still wants to work.
Yeah. She
I
need
don't care
guidance.
how
She need
unconstructed.
guidance.
If you got that vision, if you got yes, and if you got that vision, I don't care what they say about her past and what. If you got the vision, you say, okay, you know what? You want
Look,
to work?
I would rush over
I'm
to
finna
that chick
match.
like
I'm finna
I
match
would
on you.
rush over to a chick like this. Hey, look, check this out here. I understand you making the moves that you want to make, all right, but you need some safety. Now you think about it, okay? But if you sign with my management team, okay, I'll give you the option to leave as long as we're financially equal. I'll give you the option to leave as long as you're not in debt to me. And then we'll make sure all of your money is a good 60-40 split. And then I'll start booking that chick left and right. Booking that chick left and fucking right. Hey, you can't say that. Hey, you got an attitude. It's going to be a 2,000. It's part of that's a 2,000 penalty. It's part of the contract. We not bullshitting. You here to work. Hey, look, she need a real pimp in her ear. That's all that is.
I mean, I just look at it. I just look at it, and this is where it comes back on us, on some of our representation. I just look at it and be like, man, Kim just really she wants somebody to mash on her. Same thing with Black China. She wants somebody to mash on her. Low key, I know Chloe likes to run stuff, but Chloe wants somebody to mash on her too.
We
Because I done
as
seen
black
some of the black.
men have we as black men have big dicks, but we do not have big minds. This is the fucking
Correct.
problem with us. We have to be able, just like right now, and I'll blow your head with this. Let's say my music career takes off. Let's say I'm sitting on a good 20 million. I will throw a Black Men Rock featuring the Kardashians hosting it and think nothing of it.
You do what now?
I sit on 20 million. I will produce
Uh,
a Black Men Rock through MTV, not BET, and I will have the Kardashians hosting it.
you know you're gonna need security, right? You
Don't
know
give a
you're gonna
fuck.
need
I'm also
1994
gonna I'm
Death Row
also gonna
security,
give
right?
I'm also gonna give free tickets to any women who appreciate black men, regardless of color, will be in the fucking dining hall.
Boy, you know you're gonna need 1994 era security. You're
No,
gonna need
no, 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 no,
LAPD. You're gonna
no,
need
sir.
that.
All I need
Them
is the
black.
microphone. No, all I need is the microphone. And the first time somebody comes, even some of my female supporters, I can't believe you. I'm gonna say this. I wanted something that celebrated brothers, and I was waiting for the sisters to produce it. It didn't
Man,
happen.
Shonda, Shonda Rhimes, and all them boys. Hey,
And they did.
that's where you gotta be really courageous because
So,
Shonda Rhimes and
yeah,
all
you
them
got to
gonna
have
get it.
balls.
No,
You
come
got to
on,
be
boy.
strategic. And then the second thing I say is, but next year we're going to have another Black Men's Rock. And you know what? I feel what the sisters are saying. I'm going to back up and I'm going to let them 40% co-produce this. So donate your dollars. We'll bring in a all black woman management team, and we'll see if you guys are able to present a studied thing better than what the Kardashians did. Strategic, brother.
Woo.
We gotta be strategic as black men. We can't be emotional. We can't. We can't. But look, you know what I say that? I'm saying that publicly on HLN on the day
Man,
I'm being on the day I'm being persecuted about it.
if you do that, you got some huevos.
But the black man gotta financially support a brother. You can't do stuff like that on your own. You will be financially drained.
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. I'll say this, man. Do you know how many? I'm on Instagram. All these hardcore all these rappers, man, talking about they got these hashtags behind them talking about protect the black woman, all this other mess, man. You know how much error, man. Them fools would be so scared. They might agree. Snoop Dogg might agree, but they will be so scared from their mamas and their respective spouses. You know, side women be damned. They will be so scared to do that and back you. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, I it can happen, but
One love,
one.
one. I see a lot of dudes say they love black women, but none of them love their son. One love, one. It's crazy. Black dudes will do anything for chicks, but they hate their son. It's amazing.
Have you seen their sons?
No,
Have
no,
you seen their
and that's
sons?
another thing. Son be gay, fucked up in the game, just on some Jaden Smith shit. Just talking about Tyler the Creator is my boyfriend. Just some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but who of them are standing the gap and are masculine?
Well, that's because again, when a masculine dude comes out, y'all don't protect these dudes. I'm serious.
I beg to differ.
I
beg to differ.
Who protected DMX? Who protected DMX?
Mr. Research. Black men and black women protected DMX. That was of his own volition.
That's a lie.
We know DMX. That is of his own volition. I love the brother.
You should have went there. You should have had a counseling team for that dude. You should have got that shit early.
Man, did you see that? Man, did you see that? Did you see
who protected Chris Brown before his Rihanna case? Where was y'all?
You talking about after Rihanna case, right?
No. Before Rihanna. When he was moonwalking, when he had the ability to be the next Michael Jackson before the tattoos. Who went up to that dude and said, let's stop all that. Let's get away from this chick. Let's get you. Who did that?
Oh, that's celebrity friends in the city now.
Tap
that was 2012. That was 2012. Listen, man. Listen, I can name somebody recent. Nick Cannon.
That's not a man. He's a woman first type of dude. He's even said it.
I know that. You're naming them, so I named one as a placeholder and use it as a placeholder. And he folded faster than baby tissue. Okay,
because he's a woman first type of dude, man. You can't put a woman first type of dude to the forefront. It has to be a Scarface. It has to be fucking somebody that can talk on the mic. I mean, even Jay with all his frauds. Let fucking Sean Carter get up there. But
Sean Carter folded. Sean Carter folds and starts talking about some actionable. Okay, Snoop. Look at Snoop. He's from that era.
Snoop,
he's in your age group.
Nah, Snoop ain't no male first type of dude. Snoop is a weed type of Snoop is a weed first type of dude.
He had him on the collar. MTV video award.
That was somebody else's idea. That wasn't his. He ain't had the courage to do that shit. He had to be convinced to do that shit.
He had him on the collar. And
nah, that's bullshit.
You know what the Pippin said? Do you know what the Pippin said about that?
Look, any motherfucker that spent him and Plies, any motherfuckers that spend as much time on Instagram as they do, I question them niggas.
What?
You might no for them to be had a face on fucking Instagram as much as they no.
Well, then I would say I don't.
Nigga,
Then there
that nigga
in my opinion, we're
that
talking
nigga
about
needs to be opening. That nigga need to be opening up a KFC by now, not sitting up here talking about fucking pee-wee football, nigga.
Man, listen.
Where's the movie for his daughter, dark skinned girls part 2? Where's that shit at?
We don't need no more of that.
Chocolate trying to commit suicide in his own fucking home. Nigga, stop.
Who was?
Chocolate, his daughter.
She was?
Yeah.
And here's the thing though with that, because I've seen her, and I thought she was a cute little chocolate girl. When she was 16,
chocolate.
17.
Yeah.
She got a beautiful skin color. Here's the thing though, Miss Le Tre, on that end, man, Snoop, he was ready for the funk, but the frustrating part is, and this is why I go back to Nelly Fuller, you got to be a strategist. And
yeah, he's not that.
And when Snoop rose up, now he shouldn't have said what he said. He should have said it a different way. We all knew.
You got to hurry up because my fucking StreamYard account is dying out. They telling me I got limited time. But go ahead.
Okay, I got you on that. He backed down. He started looking at all the employees he got, and he backed down.
Like I said, these fucking Little Wayne dudes are not men. That's just how I view it, bro. Let me get out of here, actual. Let me get out of here, bro. Okay. Talk to y'all later. Be here Sunday, actual. I got more time. Much love, y'all. Peace.